Hi, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you joined today. I'm Kelley Pitts, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Lubbock, Texas, and I'm thrilled to have you watching, whether you're watching live on YouTube, live on Facebook, or if you are watching the replay. We're thrilled that you're here. I'm also thrilled to have my wonderful team member, Jan Spencer, here as a helper today, helping me get through these videos. We're so excited to present to you 7 different cards using the Traditions of Christmas suite from Stampin' Up! We recently did a class and did 6 of these cards. We did 2 each of those in a weekend. It was quite fun. We had about 10 of us making the cards. So over the 2 days from 10 to 4, Friday and Saturday, it was quite a lot of fun. But this is one that is a flying finch card. I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen Susan Campfield's flying finch, and somehow at our class everybody started calling it the flying falcon. So we were having a lot of fun, but that's what this card is. And here's the back so y'all can see the merry and bright wishes. So we're going to make this one now. And if you'd like to see the other cards in the series, just tune in to those other videos. I will get those put into a playlist so you can watch one right after the other if you bought the kit, or if you're interested in the PDF that has all the measurements and supplies and everything on it. There's a Google form listed right below this video that you should be able to click on, and it gives you some options of how to get that PDF. And if you just need the supplies that I use, that list will be on my YouTube video, or it is now, should be under the More tab right below the video. And then if you're watching on Facebook, you'll have to go to YouTube to see those supplies because they won't let me put them on there. So anyway, glad to have you, and please comment when you come on. And we will start making our flying finch, or AKA flying falcon card. I'll switch it over. Okay, yay. We start with a piece of real red, actually 2 pieces of 5.5 by 6 1/4. And they're both scored at 1.5, 2 3/4, 4 5/8. And that's it. Yeah, those 2 pieces. All right. And then we are going to, those are going to be folded. They're kind of opposite ways, or mirrored. And you've got 4 sections here. If you can see that, this one is the skinny one, or the thin one. And that is toward the outside of both of them. And the outside one is going to be a mountain fold. So we're going to fold that mountain fold and then get it really crisp. Sorry, my blade evidently needs changing. I'm fuzzy here on this paper. But okay, so there's our mountain fold. Then we're going to do a valley fold next. And burnish that really well. Now we're going to do another valley fold. I know you're used to hearing mountain, valley, mountain, but this is mountain, valley, valley. Mountain, valley, valley. From the outside in. Okay. So we're going to put, this is our one mountain fold. So it's going to go on the outside on the right. Okay. Then we're going to do the same thing here. Here's our skinny piece. So we know that the skinny piece is next to the mountain outside. So we're going to fold that into a mountain. Burnish. Then we're going to fold into a valley. Burnish. Then we're going to fold another valley. Burnish. And burnish. Okay, so now we have 2 pieces of paper that are cut the same way. You've got the mountain on the outside, which is by the little skinny section. Okay, skinny by the mountain, skinny by the mountain. Then these 2 flaps are going to come together right here in the middle. We're going to fold those down, and let's burnish those again. And this is what your front rectangle is going to attach to. All right. So in order to keep this lined up, See how these flaps are? You've got mountain over here, flaps in the middle. This is where your front goes. This is the front of your card. So we're going to take it and flip it over and put Post-it notes on the back, which I got totally confused at when I was first doing the class. I was putting the Post-it notes on the front and I got totally messed up. But we figured it out. So we're going to put the Post-it notes on the back with this lined up right next to each other, pushed up flush. And then flip it back over, and that's where we're going to attach the front. Now we're going to go with this is the rectangle that we're going to attach to the front. And just so we don't get confused, we may just go ahead and put that on there and then build from there. You can do it either way. If you want to build it first and add it, you can do that. But we're going to go ahead and glue it now before these Post-it notes get away from us. How about that? Okay. We're going to put the glue on here.
What size cardstock? Oh,
yeah. The cardstock, the real red cardstock's 5.5 by 6 1/4. These are. You have 2 of them scored. Both of them are scored at 1.5, 2 3/4, 4 5/8. And then we have this one, this piece, the rectangle is Thrive 3.5 by 5.5. Try to say that twice quickly. Let me see. We've got a comment here. Oh, it's Jan. This is Jan's favorite fold. I tell you what. She wanted this card to be in this set, and so we surely did it and had a lot of fun with it. Okay, you can see that this cardstock here is just a little bit, it's not as wide as this space is. So you're going to center this in the space left to right between this score line and this score line. So it's going to hang off both sides of this fold. So what does that mean? That means the glue should go on the flaps so that when you glue this down, you can wiggle it around and get it exactly where you want it, where it's even. You've got an even border between the edge of the rectangle and the score line, the edge of the rectangle and the score line. And hopefully this is making it plain. We had lots of confusion at the class on this and got pretty tickled with the skinny by the mountain, the skinny by the mountain. Oh, goodness. Because we had people in 3 different rooms and going back and forth and trying to get everybody to get this fold right was
same page.
Yeah, everybody on the same page. Was a little tricky. Okay, so now we have the flaps. We're gonna get this even on both sides and at the top and bottom. You want it straight. Okay, before I get it totally all the way down, I'm gonna measure it. I'm gonna check it this way. See that top and bottom are pretty close and to straight right there, right here. So that ought to be good. So we're going to let that dry for a second. Get that glue good and stuck. All right. Now I'm going to, you could pop up the DSP onto the Secret C. And this I have cut out the rectangle, what is that? Hexagonal? I guess it's hexagonal. That is from the Nested Dies. Nested Shapes Dies, Nested Essentials dies. This is I believe it's the second largest one, or third largest one. Yes. Second smallest, yes, from the Nested Essentials dies. And I cut that out of this paper because it makes less bulk on the card and it saves you money. There's no reason to waste that cutting out a whole nother piece of cardstock. So we're just going to glue that right on there. And we're going to glue it. We can glue it on here. This is going to go flat onto the blue, and then we're going to pop, or the Secret C. Some people call that gray, and some people call it blue. It's kind of a bluish gray. Okay. So we're going to, I should have put it on the Secret C and not on the DSP, but the glue. Okay, now we're going to have a little sticky here that we'll let that dry. So if you put it on the blue, then it could be there. And you could flip this over and have plaid if this floral is too much of a pattern for you. But I just think it's beautiful with all that gold. All right, next we're going to glue our sides. We'll go ahead and do that. And then we'll do all our stamping. I'm going to glue these pieces, and these go all the way. Normally I have a border around what's on the side, but I really like this much better, this particular one. And that to me looks like these flowers should be down, but it's really non-directional paper. But anyway, this is the full 5.5, and they're 5.5 by 1.5. 1.5 by 5.5. You have 2 of those cut. 1.5 by 5.5. So then you can say, okay, do I want this flower up by that, or do I want the matching poinsettias and then these down here? So I'm going this way. But it's totally up to you. Again, personal preference. And you can use liquid glue or Stampin' Seal, whatever your favorite adhesive is on this. But it goes end to end, edge to edge, top to bottom, left to right, all the way around. And you can check it from the back. If it's hanging over a little bit, you can trim it. All right, that's ready. So now, all we have left to do, we're going to pop this up onto the rectangle. And then we're going to do some stamping. If y'all have any questions, let me know. Happy to help. And then I'm going to put one toward the top. We're going to have the little hexagon down here, so that part will be popped up. It won't matter if this is flat because the other part's going to be popped up. So I'm just going to put one at the top. Sorry, I'm kind of choked up. I don't know what happened in the last video. I just got choked. Isn't that gorgeous? I think that's a beautiful combination. See how that folds right here so that when it's in the envelope, it looks like that. And it picks up the gold and red poinsettias on the side. Love it. I think it's gorgeous, if I do say so myself. Okay. Next, we're going to stamp
the front.
Yeah, we'll stamp. We'll just stamp both. We're going to, on this one, my original one, I did emboss the Sending Love and Joy. And just to show y'all the difference and to take up less of your time watching the video, I am just going to stamp in. We're going to try it in Real Red on the banner. And this is from the Traditional Labels dies, and it's this little banner right here, and it is the same whether you have it up or down. This comes in with all these other labels too, 6 different labels that we've used, a lot of them on several different cards. We're going to go Real Red, with the Sending Love and Joy, and make sure that this lines up with here before you actually put the ink on there. If it doesn't line up, I'll tell you, I'll just show you. You just take it off and let it fall down. You don't want to peel it off and then put it right back on. You want to let it fall on its own because it will go back to its normal shape that way. And then you can put your block on it and you'll know that it is lined up as much as it's going to get right there. And I have tried this both ways, and it works both ways. Whoop! I have a little bit of a mess there. Let me see.
What do you need?
I'm gonna waste a Post-it note. Nope, it worked. Okay, we're gonna. We're going to hope that little bit in the middle doesn't show. Okay, so I'm kind of tilting it. It's a little hard to see. I'm going to come a little closer to me here because the camera is right over it. It's close. Sending love and joy. All right. Isn't that pretty? I think it's prettier with the gold embossing, but I do think it's going to be pretty in the red also. So we will let you see. Whoop, we're going to need that red for the inside too. Let's go ahead and stamp this while we're stamping. Then we'll come back and wait till that's dry before we attach that. We'll stamp this side where I had the Merry and Bright Wishes. Let me see if I can get that where y'all can see this part and this. Maybe not. Kind of. You'll just have to take my word for it. And then I mounted the Merry and Bright, or the Merry Wishes on one stamp pad. I just kind of arranged the Merry and Bright Wishes. The and Bright is on a separate stamp. I arranged these two with the Merry and Bright, with the Bright in the middle, and then just took the middle out. And so I'm going to stamp the Merry Wishes together.
And why did you take the other one out?
Because I took the other one out because I'm going to use a second color. I'm going to make it real red. And this part is Secret C. Because I chose red for the bright part because it is a brighter stamp. So we'll do the and bright in the center. Merry and Bright Wishes. And then just to bring a little bit of that front to the back, we added a little more touch of that DSP, and these are just 3/4 by 1.5, I believe. Let me look here. The white, yeah, 1.5. These are 1.5. Wait, 1 5/8 by 5 1/4 is what the white ones are. So
something was 5/8.
yeah, 1 5/8 by 1 1/4. So we will make sure this works. And I just left a little bit of the white peeking from the bottom. We're just adding that to the side that we just stamped the Merry and Bright on, and then we're going to just add a mirror image over on the other side, kind of line those up. You can even put the cardstock kind of together like that so that they're even or fairly close. And that way you have plenty of room to write a little message here and sign your name here or however you'd like to do it. Now we're going to attach these to the back of this. We'll take the Post-it notes off. And you can reuse those if you want. And then we're going to glue this on and we'll have the back done. And then we're almost finished with the front. Does anybody have any questions about this gorgeous Traditions of Christmas suite? I'm happy to help you if you're interested in any of the dies. This is kind of a mega suite because it has 2 bundles. It has the traditional labels bundle, I believe is what that one's called. It has the labels and it has all of the, like the joyful wishes and Merry and Bright and all that. And then the other one is the Christmas greenery that has the leaves that cut out, die cut leaves and holly and berries, and it also cuts out the outline of some of the images in the designer series paper. Sorry, I'm not moving up enough. So now we are back to our front. Back to our front. Back to front. Okay, I am on my initial card, I guess we'll do it the same way. I put dimensionals on this top part. I put 1 row of dimensionals. And then I thought, since that banner is split in the middle intentionally, I thought that would be kind of neat if it really featured that and showed that off. And so I double stacked the dimensionals on the bottom so that it would have a different height. And I'm kind of alternating the position of those. It just seemed like the thing to do. I have no idea if that helps or not, but that's the way I'm doing it. Okay, so now we're going to double stack those, which probably means a little extra postage, but whoever you're sending this card to, it's worth it. They're going to love it. Anybody who doesn't get a little warm heart from a homemade card just doesn't deserve to get another one. I'm sure everybody you would send it to would appreciate all your efforts to make this card. All right, that's a little bit, I got that a little bit high there, so I'm gonna snip that off just a tad so it doesn't show through from the front. Okay. So we're going to put that on this little nested essential die right here in the center. Now, see how you can see the sending is lower? Can you tell that? The love and joy sticks out a little bit more. I think that's really pretty. Then we're going to use a little Wink of Stella. We're just going to go around the edges here of the banner on this side. Since we don't have the gold foil embossing like we did on the other one, we want to snazz it up a little bit. And a lot of times you can do that with the Wink of Stella. Just if you're going to do this, make sure you don't run into the red ink there that you just stamped, because that will smear. You want to just go around the other edges, not close to the ink. And I don't know if this shows up on camera, but it looks pretty in person, right, Jan?
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo! Then we're just going to center this on here, add some embellishments, and we will be done. See, that's going to, before you glue it, I would make sure this is the right size and it just folds under and it's not too big and it doesn't stand out over the card. I think this one might be a little bit bigger than that one. It is, but it still works. So it just depends on what size you want. If you want to go, I think this one might be the second largest and this is the third largest. But they're both pretty. Which one do y'all like? The little bit thinner one or the, I don't know which one I put on the tutorial. I might have put that wrong. That looks a little big to me. But we're going with it for now. Isn't that pretty? Hope y'all like the card. I'm going to add some embellishments and we're going to call it good. I'm just going to, you could pop this up also, but with that double stacked, I probably wouldn't. I'm just going to put a teeny bit of this in case we decide to go back down smaller on that. We'll be able to adjust that. And just make sure you're paying attention to where the flowers land, you know, on your DSP, because your piece of DSP, each person's piece is going to be a little bit different. So you decide if you want this at the top or at the bottom and how you want that arranged. But that will still barely fit in an envelope, I think. So pretty, pretty. What do y'all think of the Flying Finch card? I'm going to add some more. We are out of gold. big ones on this one. We got a little few right here. Let's see. We're going to use a big gold one up here, maybe. Didn't quite get that right. Trying to get y'all where you can see both cards. Hope y'all are having an awesome week. How many of you have started your Christmas cards? I know my group has. My Create with Kelley crew has been making cards for a bit. I hope y'all are. I know we've got one of us. Tanya is ahead of us every year. She makes 160 cards, I think. And she has made
different styles.
Yeah, different style, a lot of different styles. She makes duplicates of some, but not a lot. But she's ahead of us always, but she leads the pack on that Christmas card making. Okay, well, here's your flying pinch card with embellishments. Yay! And here's the back once again. And we will close it out unless y'all have any questions. Let me see if I have any questions here. Not right now. Okay. We're going to switch the camera over and show y'all the card one more time. Here, let's see. Let me see if I can do an open one and a closed one. I can't fit it all in the camera. There you go. Nope. Doesn't really quite work. But thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you. I appreciate you supporting my small business. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate your comments also. So even if it's on the replay, I'm happy to reply if you have any questions. If you need any supplies, those are listed, like I said, on my YouTube video. So I'm happy to help. If you have any questions, just holler. And I look forward to seeing you maybe on the next video. We're still got a couple more to go. Thanks again. Fun times ahead. Bye-bye.